Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. If you have been following at all the tragedy here in Texas of the flash flood on the 4th of July, and you've been moved in any way, Mercury One is taking donations, and they're on the scene trying to help out here. 104, at least 104 lives have been lost and counting. I mean, there's still people missing. I think 10 kids and a counselor. I mean, just heartbreaking stories coming from this tragedy. Like 8-year-old Sarah Marsh, who lost her life. Her family shared a post. This is a tragedy no parent can prepare for. It will never be right this side of heaven. Heart-wrenching. And there she is. Malaya Hammond was in a minivan that tried to cross a bridge that, in the blinding rain, the family didn't realize had just been washed out by floodwaters. The family escaped the minivan, but Malaya made it to higher ground. She was found. All but Malaya made it to the higher ground, and she happened to be found in her final resting place, sitting peacefully upright beneath trees, wrapped in nature. Still, though, so sad. Sisters Blair and Brooke Harbor were found dead with their hands locked together after being swept away in the horrific Texas floods. Brooke was 11, Blair was 13, and they were visiting their grandparents when the floodwaters came roaring in. They had their rosaries with them. Their bodies were found yesterday afternoon, 15 miles away in Kerrville. When they were found, their hands were locked together. I mean, it's just heart-wrenching what happened. So if you can help, please go to mercury1.org, mercury1.org. 100% of everything you donate goes directly to helping out the victims and their families. There were also some great stories of heroism, though. I mean, while, we've lost 104 people, something like close to 1,000 people were rescued. And it was through some heroic efforts like the Coast Guard hero, Scott Ruskan. He talked about his experiences yesterday. Is this the guy that saved 165
Coast Guard
on his own?
Yeah, this guy's Superman.
Listen to this.
Scott Ruskan joins us now. Scott, thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us what happened.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So I'll kind of give you guys a quick synopsis of what was going on. The Coast Guard launched us and decided to send a rescue crew from Air Station Corpus Christi at about 6:30, 7 a.m. on Friday, the 4th of July. I just happened to be on the duty crew with Ian Hopper, Blair Rougefort, Seth Reeves, some of our crew members in the Coast Guard. And they sent us out. We kind of encountered some pretty serious weather, some of the worst flying we've ever dealt with personally. It took us, which should have been an hour flight, probably took us about 7 or 8. Just to get into the landing zone. Once made about 4 different approaches trying to get in, we were able to get boots on the ground with the Air National Guard, Department of Public Safety for Texas, game wardens. And we decided to leave me on scene at Camp Mystic. That was kind of our main triage site we were trying to help out with. And we decided, hey, if we leave the rescue swimmer on scene, we'll have more space in our Dolphin MH-65. So based on that, I got on scene, boots on the ground at Camp Mystic. Kind of discovered I was the only person there. As far as like first responders go. So I had about 200 kids mostly, all scared, terrified, cold, having probably the worst day of their life, and I just kind of need to triage them, get them to a higher level of care, and get them off the flood zone with a lot of the US-60 Army helicopters.
Talk about how that works. You got 165, close to 200 kids there. How do you get them out? Just one by one?
Yeah, sir, it's a great question. So the United States Army National Guard was landing their 60s with Task Force 1, some of their rescue swimmers, and they were able to land. We kind of came up with 2 different landing zones. There was one off an archery field and then one at a soccer field. So we were able to kind of land those 60s in there. And then I was kind of the main guy as far as like grabbing people, usually like 15 to 10 kids at a time, maybe one adult with them. and bringing them over to those 60s and getting them to a different LZ that was kind of safe and had more first responders than just myself out there.
Had you ever done this before?
No, this is my first one. I haven't had any cases before. I've been a rescue swimmer for about a year, fully trained for about 6 months. So yeah, this is my first experience, but I really just kind of relied on the training we get. Coast Guard rescue swimmers get some of the highest level training in the world. So really just kind of relied on that, and that, just knowing that any of the rescue swimmers in the Coast Guard would have done the exact same, if not better than me. So
training is one thing, but this was the real deal.
Yeah, this is definitely the real deal, but I just remembered that, when I got on scene, there was, 200 kids looking to someone for some sort of comfort and safety. They don't really know what my experience is or my rank or my age. They just know, hey, this guy's a professional and he's here to help us, and I kind of had to live up to that standard. But yeah, the real heroes, I think, were the kids on the ground. Like, those guys are heroic, and they were dealing with some of the worst times of their lives, and they were staying strong, and that helped inspire me to kind of get in there and help them out.
Scott Ruskan, who saved 165 people. Just amazing. Really something. Normally it takes an hour to get from the Coast Guard. Was it in Galveston? Is that what they said?
Christi,
Corpus. All right. Corpus to the San Antonio area, the hill country. It took 7 or 8 hours to get there because of the rain. That is incredible.
That is incredible.
Wow. So that gives you an idea of just how bad this storm was. Yesterday, White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt had to deal with everybody trying to politicize it, because from the instant it was known about, they started politicizing it.
Yeah.
And here's how she addressed people calling it inadequate, the warnings that were sent out.
Well, the alerts imminently were sent out before the flood when people were sleeping, because the flood hit in the very early hours of the morning. So people were sleeping in the middle of the night when this flood came. That was an act of God. It's not the administration's fault that the flood hit when it did. But there were early and consistent warnings. And again, the National Weather Service did its job. On July 2nd, there were initial notices of potential weather and flooding risks were issued. On July 3rd, escalating warnings throughout the day, with a flood watch issued at 1:18 p.m. And then later, at 6:10 p.m. on July 3rd, the Weather Prediction Center warned of excessive rainfall and a high likelihood of flash flooding. At 6:22 p.m. July 3rd, National Weather Center issued a hydraulic warning, highlighting considerable flooding risks, including in Caryville County. And then there were the timely flash flood alerts at 11:41 p.m., 1:14 a.m., and then another flash flood emergency warning issued at 4:03 a.m. just before the flood hit. So those were all of the warnings that went out to the affected area and region.
So I think the question she was responding to is, why did you alert people when they were most likely sleeping? Because that's the time of day this happened. Yeah. Also, the warnings happened before they went to sleep. There were multiple warnings during the day, as she just outlined.
Yeah, one of the developments on the warning front yesterday was Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick saying they're going to put sirens along the river. So, for what that's worth going forward.
Late. Yeah. They've looked into that before and I guess decided it wasn't cost effective, sadly. Karoline was also asked about the staffing cuts at the National Weather Service.
Are there concerns within the White House or from the president himself over the cuts that happened under Musk while he was advising DOGE, including the National Weather Service?
I think I've already addressed that, Kristen, and what I can tell you is that these offices were fully staffed. The San Angelo office was fully staffed with 12 forecast meteorologists. There were no vacancies. The San Antonio office was operating with 11 forecasters, and as Brian said, the union themselves said that there was adequate staffing. So I think those words speak for themselves, and the numbers speak for themselves. This was a once-in-a-century flash flood, a tragic natural disaster, and the administration is doing all that we can on the ground to help these families during this time of need.
Yeah, but we really want to blame you. So help us out with that, would you please? Yeah. We really desperately want to blame this on Trump.
I've got the template already for my story.
Right.
I need to fill in the names.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. And, of course, also yesterday, Leavitt was asked about the Epstein list.
The FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report,
This systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network, on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
Oh, and then the rest of her answer that we cut there was just her talking about all of the raids that they've been doing, the FBI and the predators, which of course we want them to get those people. But the answer was a complete deflection.
Of course.
As was Trump's Truth Social yesterday. In the same vein, it was more of a generalized, here's what the FBI's doing. See, we're getting bad people. Didn't mention Epstein.
Back to the basics. Locking up criminals. Cleaning up American streets. We have the greatest law enforcement professionals in the world, but politics and corrupt leadership often prevented them from doing their job. That's no longer the case, and now they've been unleashed
and you see,
to do their jobs.
He mentions Cash and Bongino. I'm not seeing a reference to the Attorney General.
Nothing about Pam Bondi there. Interesting. Jeez, I mean, this is so unsettling and disappointing. It just really difficult because it's especially difficult because these are people we trusted.
We got who we wanted.
Yeah. We put them in place to do the job they said they were going to do. And now this. And now we've got this. No, nothing to see here. Move along. Well, wait, you told us there was a lot to see here, and you've been reviewing it all of this time. Why didn't you just in the beginning, if there isn't a list, you could have said, we thought there was a list. There's not one. Oh, okay. Instead, they fed the fire. They tossed wood or coal on that blaze. And so we were stuck with all of these expectations about getting this information. And now the information doesn't even exist.
And then yesterday, Keith and I were able to watch Liz Wheeler talk about Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi had not even seen the so-called list.
What did she say? She was on with Glenn yesterday, and she admitted that after the
she admitted to Liz Wheeler that she has not even looked at the list. She just had requested it, even though on camera, she had said, "Oh yeah, it's on my desk."
Yeah, but you saw the spin there from Leavitt. Well, no, it was the file. It was the whole Epstein thing. That's what she was talking about. Okay, all right.
So the Epstein files don't exist.
No.
Also, this just in, the Bay of Pigs never happened.
Wait.
Yeah, it didn't happen. There's no evidence. The JFK files, that was just a one-page document. And all it said was Lee Harvey Oswald was the only person involved in the shooting.
Wow.
MK Ultra, totally fictitious story made up by J.K. Rowling. Nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. I mean, it's just frustrating that we've been lied to again.
Yeah.
Especially by this group of people. I don't understand it. And maybe we never will. I don't know. Maybe the truth will rise to the surface here, but my guess is, once again, nothing's going to come of it.
So, I don't know, man.
I mean, Pam Bondi might be fired. She seems to be the person who's going to take the fall for this, if anybody does. Because of the it's on my desk thing. And then she's telling people at a restaurant, I'm going through a whole bunch of videos right now, and we're just trying to redact all the victims. We don't want to share any names of victims.
Okay, so
all right.
Let's say that there is no client list. Let's say he did kill himself, although why would you do that if you're about to be exonerated,
right?
Then where are these videos that you've talked about? You've talked about
exactly
in where you didn't know you were being recorded, and you've also done it in front of the White House, in public, in front of the press. So, who's on the videos then? What is that all about? I mean, there's no way out for them.
No,
it's absolutely. It's just it's stunning, but it shouldn't be.
And in my opinion, if there's no list, how were you able to get a conviction on Jeffrey Epstein?
You mean on...
yeah, like on trafficking kids.
Maxwell?
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell. Like, what did you see that said, oh, yeah, he is guilty of what?
Yeah.
She should be walking free today.
Yep.
Here's part of the video footage, too, from inside the prison.
Yeah,
Do we have that?
Yep. This is okay.
Apparently, a minute of footage is missing.
Okay, so start this over. Just pause at the beginning, Joe. So they posted, the Department of Justice posted this video that starts at 7:40 p.m. and ends at 6:40 a.m. Now the footage is only 10 hours and 53 minutes and 23 seconds long. So people are pointing out that 7 minutes and 37 seconds have to be missing from somewhere. Now, I didn't personally sit there and watch all 10, 11 hours of this stuff, but I did watch the very end, and sure enough, the math doesn't add up. But one of the places where time is missing is that minute at 11:59 p.m. into midnight. If you watch the bottom, look at that. Oh, excuse me, what?
Obvious edit.
Obvious edit.
Do that again, because it's clear as a bell.
Yeah.
And
that's not even...
right there.
Can we talk about... They said there were no cameras recording. Remember, the cameras were broken.
Cameras were broken.
Well, now we've got footage. But, of course, it's not of his cell. His cell is around the corner, right where the
pole is.
The pole, right there in the middle of the shot. It's over around the corner there, leading to his cell. I don't even think that's the door. So, this is the footage that we get, and we're supposed to just...
Yeah, because releasing that makes you think that the footage is that cell 46 or 47, whatever that number is. No, you guys are looking at the wrong thing. It's behind the pole to the right. So if you can look to a corner...
That doesn't show us anything.
Pat, they released
That
10
doesn't
plus...
prove a thing.
What do you want?
Pat, they just... Pat,
Wow.
they released 10 plus hours, and in
Okay.
order for you to see the door,
Yeah.
you look to the pole and to the right.
Okay.
So if you could turn your eyes to the right...
They're literally showing us nothing at all here.
There's nothing to show.
Well, no wonder they
And-
think
and the
that he
time's
committed
missing.
suicide, because nobody's there.
Yes.
And the time is missing.
And you're
I
right.
mean, it's just...
Nobody's there.
Thank you.
But it doesn't matter, because that's not what we're looking for anyway.
No. A lot of people thought that we were looking at that door. I'm like, no. You have to look past the pole and then look to your right.
You know that's what the
Okay.
DOJ wants you to
Yes.
just see that video and go,
Yes. Oh, yeah, there's nothing
the
there.
door didn't
No,
open.
they're right. Nobody went in or out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the only way for you to know where Epstein is...
You might as well have shown my house.
Can I just say...
he wasn't there either.
Oh, he wasn't there?
No, and nobody came in or out during that particular time.
So he killed himself because of footage of your house.
Yeah, right.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah, this is...
You see anybody
something else, man.
come in or out of my house to kill Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
No. And you didn't see him come in or out of that
No.
particular area.
I mean, you make a good point.
Yeah.
That's a better point than
I mean,
Caroline Leavitt made.
this thing's over. It's
Yeah,
done. Don't
case
even think
closed.
about it anymore.
You right-wing extremists.
Yeah, sorry about that. Should not have drawn any conclusions from any of this. Just silly me. All right, let me tell you about Raycon. Summer's here. More warmth, more light, more time outdoors. Summer's for living it up from dawn to dusk. And you need a sidekick that keeps up. Meet Raycon's everyday earbuds, your go-to for crystal clear music, podcast, and calls, whether you're hitting the gym, trying work calls in the sun, or jamming while grilling. These earbuds deliver premium audio anytime, anywhere. Raycon's latest model rocks a 32-hour battery life and multi-point connectivity so that you can pair that with two devices at once. If you need a quick boost, 10 minutes of charging gives 90 minutes of playtime, plus active noise cancellation at a price that won't break the bank, starting at half the cost of the other premium brands. They come in vibrant colors. Yeah, I love the electric blue vibe. Love their snug fit. I love the fact that they fit in my ears and they don't continually fall out when I'm listening to music or a podcast. So if you're not sold yet, Raycon also offers a 30-day happiness guarantee. You'll get 15% off Raycon's best-selling everyday earbuds at raycon.com/gray. That's buy Raycon, B-U-Y, buyraycon.com/gray, and get 15% off.
Unleashed.
So, do you remember ABC News reporter Amy Robach back in 2016? Project Veritas released footage where she didn't realize she was being recorded.
Right. Pathead Catch B pointed this out yesterday, as did Liz Wheeler on her interview with Glenn Beck. I had forgotten about this, but man, what is the deal?
Had the story for 3 years. I've had this interview with Virginia Roberts. We would not put it on the air. First of all, I was told, who's Jeffrey Epstein? No one knows who that is. This is a stupid story. Then the palace found out that we had her whole allegations about Prince Andrew and threatened us a million different ways. We were so afraid we wouldn't be able to interview Kate and Will that also quashed the story. I tried for 3 years to get it on, to no avail, and now it's all coming out, and it's like these new revelations, and I freaking had all of it. I was so pissed. She had pictures, she had everything. She was in hiding for 12 years. We convinced her to come out. We convinced her to talk to us. It was unbelievable what we had. Clinton, we had everything. Brad Edwards, the attorney, 3 years ago, saying, there will come a day when we will realize Jeffrey Epstein was the most prolific pedophile this country has ever known. I had it all 3 years ago.
Wow.
She had it all. But
I don't know what she had.
I don't know what, because we got a truckload of nothing. That's what I was told.
She had all of nothing, is what she's saying. Yeah,
okay.
She had all of the nothingness.
Okay.
So we only had a portion of the nothingness.
So
she had it all.
She's pissed about what?
Yeah. What are you mad about?
Get over yourself, woman.
Come on.
Okay.
What, is she some right-wing conspiracy kook? Is that what she is?
Yes.
You wouldn't expect that at ABC News.
Oh, wait, no?
No, but I guess she is. Oof. And just a reminder, here's Vice President J.D. Vance recently making a reference to the Epstein files as well.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list.
Yeah, you do.
But there isn't. What is he talking about?
What are we releasing?
Well, he's talking about the release of the list that doesn't exist.
Oh!
Yeah, everybody wants the list that doesn't exist released, and I don't know why. I've never wanted that.
Okay.
So just disregard everything I've ever said as well. Just like we have to disregard everything Pam Bondi said, Kash Patel said, Dan Bongino, President Trump. Just never mind on all of it. Never mind. Nothing to see here. Move along. Get off me, okay? Get off me.
We'll be worried about some other major story within the next 48 hours. You'll forget all about this.
Yeah, it's true.
No one will care. And hey, how's that audit coming for Fort Knox?
That's going really well. It's going so well that they decided they don't even have to do it. That's how well it's going. They found
out, the gold is there. We don't need to let anybody know.
Oh, somebody said it's there. So whatever. It's there, obviously. Nobody's going to lie about that.
Cool.
What, do you think they'd lie about there being no gold in Fort Knox? No way. No way. It's all there. Don't worry about it. And back to the White House press gathering yesterday. Karoline Leavitt was asked about Border Patrol, the Border Patrol shooting here in Texas. Man, don't worry about it.
Yesterday.
Everything's fine.
An armed shooter today was shot in McAllen, Texas, after opening fire on Border Patrol agents. It comes just days after Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal recently said she gets, quote, inspired when activists obstruct ICE. Does the White House expect Democrats to tone down their rhetoric in light of what we saw today in McAllen, Texas?
We certainly call on Democrats to tone down their rhetoric against ICE and Border Patrol agents who, again, are everyday men and women. I would encourage AOC and other Democrats to actually meet with the United States Border Patrol. These are honorable Americans who are just simply trying to do their job to enforce the law. They go home to their families every night just like we all do, and they deserve respect and dignity for trying to enforce our nation's immigration laws and to remove public safety threats from our communities. The White House is aware of the shooting that took place today in Texas, and we are working with the appropriate federal agencies to get to the bottom of what happened.
If you ask me, the Democrats, these loudmouth inciters, are accessories to attempted murder at this point. There's just no other way around it. They're inciting all of this.
Yeah, and we had the detention center. This has gotten zero play a couple of days ago near Fort Worth, where the guy showed up firing. He hit one of the guards, right? And they took him out.
Jeez.
So this is...
Wow. It's heating up. Mm-hmm. And why is it heating up? Because it's being incited by the people in power. That's why. by the Democrats in power. We have helicopter footage of Mayor Karen Bass trying to stop an ICE raid.
See if we can hear anything. This is a live
hold on,
look.
Pause this real quick before we start this. So ICE shows up at a park where bad things happen, and Bass shows up there to try to block ICE. But this is the same helicopter pilot. Remember we had the guy talking about his troubled marriage and stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Do they hate him at the control room? Because I don't want to lose sight of the fact that his mic is hot for 90 seconds here and he has no idea.
Again?
So I don't know if you want to play this entire thing. I mean, it's just him talking about the camera and the zoom, but it's just like weird, man.
See if we can hear anything. This is a live look from the helicopter, so it is unlikely, but let's just try.
This is where we are. This is really the altitude where we're at. This is the 2X. This is just the glass, and then when I hit the digital doubler, we lose resolution.
You're on the air, Bob.
Oh, he's just explaining that to listeners and viewers.
You're on the air. Go.
All right.
Okay.
He's like, all right, I guess this is the camera angle you want. This is the best I can do.
All right. Can we hear about what he's having for dinner or anything? Is he going to hang out with the wife later on?
That's the digital doubler.
No, they're not getting along. Him and the
what
wife.
you're saying, you're cutting the resolution down.
That's the digital doubler, yeah. I was just going to say, that looks like the digital doubler.
Does. Yeah, it does.
And that actually, according to the machine, is sharp.
That's sharp.
Oh, according to the machine.
So it's not soft, it's sharp.
No.
Yeah.
So we are hearing from the helicopter operator right there, and it
so
does
let's go down on the ground.
sound.
Let's see.
They must dislike this guy.
Yes.
How could this happen again?
I'm just grateful he's not talking about his wife this time.
Actually, and I would like to have an update if the wife found out that he's not happy in the marriage.
That would be interesting.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. But we got a closer look. Does he use the doubler
it's not
here?
him anymore. But now we're on the ground with Karen Bass, and she's on the phone. She's using one of the ICE officers' phones.
I am going to say,
Mayor Bass, I need to get my phone and we're departing.
We're departing. All right, so they leave.
Aaron Bass.
Mayor Bass.
Oh my
Any
God.
comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass, Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
The head of... Who'd she say?
The head of customs. That's not a position, sweetheart.
Head of customs.
That's not a... I just want to put that out. Keith, you could check me on this, but I don't believe there's a head of customs.
Have we ever seen local officials like a mayor interfering with federal agents before? I don't think I've ever seen it before.
She needed to be the one that was hauled away there.
Yes.
There's a head of customs and
there
border
is?
protection, Rodney Scott.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, it's ICE, right? The head of ICE,
Yes.
but it's not called customs. I got what you were doing there, Chris.
There needs to be consequences for Democrats that are standing in the way like this.
Big time.
Go. You need to take her with you.
It is illegal, and you're endangering the lives of these federal agents. Why? How is that okay all of a sudden? Wow. Charlie Kirk suggests maybe an amnesty plan is coming soon.
I don't think we have time here for this.
How long is it?
90 seconds.
Yeah, you're right. We don't have time.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting, this little clip we have of him, because remember, we played yesterday from the July 3rd speech that Trump gave where he was very adamant. This isn't the first time he's talked about this. He's posted, he's given a speech at the White House, and now he gave one at the rally where he's talking about
the farm workers?
More farmers. And
we're going to remind everybody of that because that's disturbing.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get a couple of pretty big issues right now. The Epstein situation and what President Trump is doing with the farm workers and hotel employees. All of a sudden, they're exempt from deportation.
Yeah, now we're sending more weapons to Ukraine. We added trillions to the national debt.
Okay, sure.
The Biden administration is out of control.
Oh, wait. 888-900-3393. More coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Pikapool, the unleashed Pokemon.
Nice.
Tweets, what happened to the Epstein client list that was on Bondi's desk? Well, you remember the cleaning woman in Glenn's Orson Welles fishbowl?
Oh, yes.
Apparently she's cleaning in D.C. now. Well, that explains it.
That does explain it.
There were old papers. She thought they were, just
she said
clutter.
She saw the little drawings of fishes and stuff. She was like, this is garbage. What the heck?
I seriously
Let me
do
just
not understand.
clean this off her desk.
Her desk is cluttered. She needs to help.
Mm-hmm. Rowdy introvert.
Carmen? Was it Carmen?
Yes, Carmen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was Carmen.
Yeah.
That's right. Wow, she was a few cleaning people ago. Rowdy introvert tweets, if Keith says the math doesn't add up, then there's a decent chance that the numbers really don't lie. Keith math is like a broken clock. It's right about twice a day.
Remember, there's over 7 minutes of, according to, again, I didn't sit there and eyeball every second of the 11-hour video, but...
well, then how are you commenting on this? If you didn't watch
I know a minute's
every
missing.
second, and we saw the clear
jump
edit
cut,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, absolute edit. It's Rhino Season tweets, I'm so old, I remember when there was an Epstein client list.
Okay. All right, now you're just funning us.
Yeah, come on now. You remember dinosaurs, too?
Thank you.
As they roamed the planet. Bunter Hayden, crack connoisseur, had some breaking news here. So good. So we missed this on the tape at the Epstein place.
Yeah, we weren't going to sit here and air all 11 hours.
Like you said, Keith, you didn't watch every second. Well, apparently Bunter Hayden did. So let's see what. Oh, there. There's that missing minute.
Okay.
Madam Secretary, you're at the wrong door.
Okay, Hillary's
That's the
at the
wrong door, Madam Secretary. You have to go past the pole to the right.
Downstairs. Around the corner.
Yeah, so...
she was about to head there because she thought that was the place, and then she realized it wasn't, then she walks around.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so great. All right. So there was Hillary, as everybody suspected in the first place.
Case closed.
Doing her own dirty work.
Someone had to do it.
Well, if you want something done right,
you have to do it yourself.
Exactly. So Charlie Kirk suggests maybe there's an amnesty plan coming soon. Where are you getting that, Charlie?
Huh. I got a couple phone calls from people that you would call members of the ruling class. A lot of money and a lot of connections. They said, Charlie, isn't this amazing? We passed the big, beautiful bill. I said, oh, yes, sir. And they said, now we need mass amnesty. What?
Yeah,
said,
what?
We haven't even signed the bill yet. They said, yeah, these deportations, we're going to lose the midterms because of the deportations. The people on the right, they'll understand.
No.
And we need to come to the middle, and we need to legalize the 25 million people here in this country. I was speechless.
Gosh.
Because here I am actually thinking.
Pause it for a second.
A little naive.
Did I miss who he's talking to? Who were these people?
He was getting phone calls.
Just so we're not...
He didn't say names.
It's nebulous people.
Yeah, it's just... He said, like, high people.
Yeah, power movers in the... I think he said Republican Party?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. This is despicable. This is what happens every time. All right. Let him finish.
A little naive. We're going to sign this big, beautiful bill. And we're actually going to get mass deportations uninterrupted from an asymmetrical attack. So we have somewhere between 20 to 50 million illegal aliens in this country. We don't actually know the numbers.
Right.
These are all guesstimates. These are all just approximations. And there is a movement afoot as I am doing this broadcast. And this is bigger than anything with Epstein. This is bigger than anything with tax cuts. It is happening right now in Washington, D.C. And I can say this from firsthand experience, that people are pushing President Trump for amnesty. They are pushing him for mass legalization of illegals.
Unbelievable. And I would tend to doubt what Charlie just said there. But for what Trump has been saying lately. We played it yesterday. Let's play it again. Here's a little reminder of what President Trump is now saying.
Tom Homan. And we're working on legislation right now. Susie, right? We're working on legislation right now where farmers, look, they know better. They work with them for years. You had cases where, not here, but just even over the years, where people have worked for on a farm for 14, 15 years, and they get thrown out pretty viciously, and we can't do it. We got to work with the farmers and people that have hotels and leisure properties. Too. We're going to work with them, and we're going to work very strong and smart. And we're going to put you in charge. We're going to make you responsible. And I think that that's going to make a lot of people happy. Now, serious radical right people, who I also happen to like a lot, they may not be quite as happy, but they'll understand, won't they? Do you think so?
No.
Madam Secretary, look at you with a white hat.
I can only speak for me.
They'll understand?
No. I don't understand. No. First of all, don't tell me that all of a sudden I'm some sort of right-wing kook now because I want you to finish the job that you promised to do, deporting illegals. And in these jobs that you're so worried about, Americans will step up. Americans step up every time. Now, are they doing those jobs right now? No, because for 40, 50, 60 years, they've been done by illegals. And those jobs weren't even available to American citizens. When you make them available to Americans, and they know that they're available, they'll fill them. They might expect more money. It might cost a little bit more to the employer, but so be it. They'll do those jobs. Let Americans fill those jobs.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of those jobs, the June jobs report came out over the holiday weekend, and this is, I mean, the unemployment rate, they expected it to be at 4.3%. It's actually down 4.1%, down to 4.1%. Foreign-born employment in this year is down 500,000. Native-born employment is up over 2 million.
Interesting.
Doing exactly what you just said.
Yeah, they will fill those jobs. And since when is deporting any illegal not part of this equation? Oh, we're going to deport a lot of people, but not the farm and hotel workers. When did that figure into this? I wasn't aware of that. Am I crazy? Is Trump right on this too? For those who agree with everything Donald Trump ever says and does, is this okay too? Or are you a right-wing kook like I am now, and you're a little irritated with this?
And Tom Homan said yesterday, 7,000 a day. We got to get out of here to get just the people Biden let in the next 3.5 years. Got to get it 7,000 a day out of here.
Well, not farm workers. Not hotel employees.
Oh no.
I mean, you don't want to take people out of chicken plants.
Thank you.
Right? They're doing a lot of hard work in the chicken plant. I mean, landscapers. What about landscapers? Well, seriously, if you're going to start specifying all the jobs that we can't get done because illegals occupy those jobs now, that's a lot of space where you can't do anything about the people here illegally.
What about the butt wipers, Pat? We getting those out of here?
No, because we don't have enough of them.
We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
Exactly. I will say this. Americans will not fill those jobs.
Wait, what?
If the ass wiping jobs,
they're not gonna
those are going to go unfilled. People are going to have to do that on their own. I know.
Can
that's
AI
really
possibly help out on that one?
Maybe. I don't know. You can ask it.
Okay.
Ask Grok.
Do that on your own time. You talk to the robots about wiping
later.
your backside.
Later at
after you're out of the
8:30 or so.
8:30. Okay.
So yeah.
I'll go ahead and do that.
My God.
Well, okay. Steve Deace had a great opening segment yesterday here on the Blaze, where he talked about Donald Trump had 3.6% support in the Republican field in the summer of 2015. 3 weeks after that poll that he was referencing, he gave that speech where he talked about immigration being out of control. And this was the issue that got people on board with his campaign. Somebody's doing the raping. Remember that? So he then, 3 weeks after that speech, before the debates even began in August of 2015, Trump was leading the pack because of that issue right there.
Mm-hmm.
How could he possibly betray what got him elected?
It's mind-numbing.
It is. And
I don't understand.
And so we're all looking at what Elon Musk is doing, and we're like, all right, We got it. Stop. This
Right.
isn't the way.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
fund primary challenges. Don't start a third party. Stop this nonsense.
That will do nothing but hurt the conservative movement.
And it could very well, just a little bit here and there in a couple of districts, a couple of states, tip the House and the Senate. But to Dace's point yesterday, don't underestimate, because he's got a lot of money that he could just burn and do whatever he wants to with. Yes. And at the same time, you could have a base of the Republican Party now being betrayed yet again by the guy that was going to fix this. Oh, that's a recipe for a disaster right there in 2026.
It is. This seems so out of left field. I don't see how he even got there. Probably like Charlie Kirk said, he's getting all kinds of pressure to grant amnesty, and maybe this is the setup for that. I don't know.
I hope
you go down that road and it's going to be ugly. Tell you that right now. That is going to be ugly.
This, I'm not exaggerating when I say if he does this, this could be the end of the Republican Party. I truly believe that.
Oh, for sure.
We have had it.
Yeah, tired of it.
With every Republican president that we put into office, time after time after time.
And for me, I'm not done with Trump.
Right.
Yet.
No.
But, I mean, a couple of these episodes end up going to be, I don't know. You're left with nowhere to go.
Just a few weeks ago, he had what could arguably be one of the greatest weeks in presidential history, with victory after victory after victory.
Yeah.
And now it is.
Why would you couch all of this now? Why?
Right?
I don't know, man. He's getting some bad
advice.
And because he pointed out, right, Susie? Right? This is chief of staff, right? We're getting that bill ready.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I want to know who's
that
coming.
Close to this?
I want to know where is that coming from, because obviously it can't be Tom Homan.
No,
it can't be
I
Tom
don't
Homan.
think so. No.
It can't be the other ones. No, it can't be none of those people.
I don't think so either.
Like who is on his ear that powerfully that is willing to say the opposite of Tom Homan? Because if you deport 7,000 a day, that's going to include
a lot of people. That's going to include some farm workers. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that you've been here for 30 years illegally. You got caught.
Yeah.
You rode the gravy train for 30 years.
We see how tolerant other nations are of immigrants, right? Our nation, just exactly to the south of us, isn't tolerant about any of it. Even if they're there legally, they don't care.
Nope.
They want you gone, and they're willing to riot over it. And they're pissed off about it right now.
Let's say that he keeps going down this road and you get mass amnesty or you even just attempt it through legislation. Maybe it fails, whatever, but it's just clear that we've been betrayed yet again.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's really an opening for Elon's party. I mean, he was during the transition period between Biden and Trump. I mean, he was all about the opening more immigration for the H-1B, right?
Visas.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
He was up for that, yeah.
But that's a legal immigrant issue.
Okay, so
that's different.
Libertarians don't know what a border is. Democrats don't care what a border is.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
Then, so you look at a voter like us. Okay, where's our option?
Yeah, where do we go?
I mean, you just don't show up, I guess. I
guess.
This is... somebody needs to convince the president that this is a non-starter.
Yeah.
With right-thinking Americans, turn this.
You're not going to make a lot of people happy with that. No. You're not.
Why would you even try?
And some people might not be quite as happy. No, I'm downright pissed off about it. It's not that I'm not just quite as happy. I am livid about it because this was not what we discussed. This was not what I voted for.
No.
Because this is just the beginning of going down the amnesty road. That's the next step. Okay, well, we can't, no Americans will do these jobs, so we got to leave them here. And then there's other people, because you can't, the landscaping business, the lawn business in the South is all done by, almost all of it
Mexicans.
is done by illegal aliens.
Yep.
And that's why a lot of them will ask for cash when they're doing your lawn.
Whoa, wait, what?
They don't have bank accounts.
What?
Yeah.
Pat Gray.
That's a stunning revelation. But if your lawn person says, yeah, we only take cash, there's probably a good reason for it.
They go back later and pay the taxes, right?
Yeah, yes, of course. Of course.
What about my cleaning lady? She always asks for me to pay in cash, Pat.
Yeah, your cleaning lady, that's a little bit suspect.
Wait, you pay your wife to clean? Crazy talk. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Oh, man. But,
let's hope he doesn't go down this road. And right now it's just talk. Right now it's just talk.
Right. True.
Yeah. So let's just give the man a moment and let's see where this goes. But
trust the process,
we have
right?
to trust the process.
Trust
but
the process.
We have to be vocal now or else it's going to get away from us.
Yes. All right. We do allow legal immigration, of course. And here's President Trump speaking to new American immigrants.
Exciting this is. Congratulations. Today you receive one of the most priceless gifts ever granted by human hands. You become a citizen of the United States of America. What an honor. It is with great pride and wisdom in so many different ways, because you have such great wisdom, that I welcome you into our national family.
Nice.
No matter where you come from, you now share a home and a heritage with some of the most exceptional heroes, legends, and patriots to ever walk the face of the earth. All of the triumphs and glories of American history now belong to you. You have it in your being. You have it like nobody's had it before. With this sacred honor comes the highest responsibility. As you know, the American way of life is unique in all the world, and as Americans, we must fiercely guard it and defend it. In this country, we believe in hard work and merit system and equality of opportunity. We believe in self-government and the fair and equal and impartial rule of law. And we cherish our liberty and our God-given rights to free speech, free exercise of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. This special American culture is now yours to preserve. Your freedoms are now yours to protect. Our entire nation is now yours to love and to help build, and we trust that you will do a fantastic job and make us very, very proud. Congratulations once again. God bless you, and God bless America.
Absolutely. Legal immigrants, completely welcome. Absolutely, we love them. If you're here illegally, you got to go home. Sorry. 888-900-3393. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
We take a minute to tell you about Kexi Cookies. Like everybody else, we're really absolutely devastated to see our neighbors suffering following the flooding here in Texas. Just so tragic. And so we believe in the power of family and kindness and comforting and service. And so we're going to be donating 50% of our net proceeds from every order from July 7th, which was yesterday, through July 12th.
Wow.
And donate that to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. It's managed by the Community Foundation, the 501c3 public charity serving flood-affected areas. And so half of everything you buy this week will go to this cause.
That's awesome.
Some new cookies that we've got going that you can take advantage of. The Dubai chocolate. You know anything about that?
You've talked about it, and yet you haven't brought any for us. So it looks like I'm going to have to
do that
buy
this
it.
week.
I'll buy it just to help you guys out with your campaign.
Okay.
But dude,
I'm gonna bring it in because it's a big deal right now. We also have the caramel macadamia cookie, the chocolate birthday cake. I mean, just some delicious flavors. It's going to be great. So keep in mind, delicious cookies, the best on planet Earth. And 50% of the net proceeds from every order through the 12th go to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund. So go to Kexi.com to order yours. Kexi. Kexi.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
And we got some tweets here. Jimmy Dimples tweets. So it turns out Trump's now another flip-flopping politician. As the Genesis song goes, it's just a shame. That's all.
Oh, now that's in my head.
Yeah. And you're welcome. Sons of Thunder 44, when illegals come from crap hole countries, they have experience wiping rectums.
Can't deport them. Can't deport them.
Can't deport them because
on the
We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
And I think that is the one job Americans will not do. They will.
It's a marketable skill that shows up on many a resume of illegals.
Uniparty monger. Maybe we need to elect illegals to fix the illegal immigration since Americans just don't want to do it.
Excellent.
Plus, they know how to treat people they don't want around. Look at Mexico City right now. It's unbelievable. All right. You know what else is unbelievable? We mentioned this either last week or the week before. What's going on at Jaguar, this luxury brand car company that, for some reason, doesn't even try to sell cars in their ads. All they're doing is trying to be, I don't know, inclusive, diverse, whatever. Have you seen the ad that they're trying to jam down the throats?
Yeah, we played it when it came out.
Yeah, right. And I don't think there's a single car in it.
There's no car in it.
There's no car in it.
There's no car
in it. A lot
of
trans people.
Well, because they do different.
You're right.
I believe that's their tag.
Yes. They do different?
Do different. Oh, it's different, all right.
Check this out. Oh, hi. Yeah, this is fun.
Oh, nice pants.
Create exuberant. Okay. Interesting outfit. Live vivid. Okay. Delete ordinary.
Andy Warhol making an appearance from the grave.
Huh. Break molds. There's not a car in it. That's it. Right? I think
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That is so bizarre.
The tag is copy.
Copy nothing.
Sorry.
Okay.
Jaguar.
They didn't copy their sales from the past.
They sure didn't.
In May, May of 2024, they sold almost 2,000 cars in the month.
That's good.
In Europe.
Yeah.
In May of 2025, they sold 49 cars.
Oh, so the returns are in. The ad campaign is working.
Went really
like
well.
A charm.
It's working.
You're driving away all your customers. Well, not all. Just 98% of them.
Go woke, go broke.
98% decrease in sales. Now, they doubled their sales last month, right?
Yeah,
I think in June it was, I don't know, they sold 86. They sold 86 in all of Europe.
All the gays came out and were like,
it was
we're
Pride
represented.
Pride Month, yeah.
Yeah, Pride Month.
Okay.
It's a Pride Month
So that's
deal.
great. That's great. But that is one of the best examples ever of turning your back on your customer base and just doing something this bizarre.
Turning your back on common sense.
Yeah.
I think that was the most bizarre ad.
Bizarre.
That makes Old Spice commercials look like
down
home country folk time.
Like a beer commercial, which are pretty easy to understand as a rule. The beer commercials you can kind of get. But yeah, this Jaguar, or as they would say in Britain, Jaguar. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. And I think they're dropping all of their combustion engine cars, right?
Yeah, I think we read that. Right?
I think all of them. And they're going completely EV now. Electric.
It's probably too late, but dump your Jaguar stock now.
Oof.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, wow. I mean, really, really bad. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also, we've got Zohran Mamdani chants.
Yeah.
People are chanting for him? Or is he chanting?
Yeah, so videos continue to surface. You kind
from the past, right?
You kind of want to know who you're voting for before you go to the voting booth.
What? No, not me.
These videos continue
I don't want to know that.
To come out. We've been playing them from inside a mosque, where. But now we got this fun stuff here.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Who refuse to acknowledge this genocide. When I get to 3, I want you to say ceasefire now. 1, 2, 3. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire
months ago.
Ceasefire now! I want to ask you one final thing to join me in a chant.
One final thing.
Free, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
There you go, New York.
Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Eid Mubarak.
Oh, good stuff. Okay.
That could be your mayor in New York City.
Do we even know who is running against him? Because I know Eric Adams is. Cuomo's talking about getting back in this thing,
I
right?
think he's in it.
He's definitely in it.
And
for
he's
real?
trying to get Eric Adams out. And Eric Adams just said to him, "You just lost.
Bad.
Why would I get out?"
As the returns came in, they saw it was actually worse because of the ranked choice voting.
Right.
Worse for Cuomo.
And so, it's Cuomo, Adams, Mamdani, and Curtis Sliwa, I think. I think there's 4 options here. So
what a mess.
You would hope that Cuomo, if he's in it, he'll split some of Mamdani's votes. I
don't know. Who likes him?
I don't know.
He murdered old people.
Oh, yeah.
He had the sex scandal. He's just a gross human with the nipple rings and stuff. Ugh, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, he's got nipple rings?
He had the nipple rings. They were showing through the shirt in one of the press conferences.
That's embarrassing on a, what is he, 68 or something?
Pat, what
you
do
got
you mean
nipple
embarrassing?
rings? Come on.
That's hip.
Hold on. Are you saying that
for a
there's
68-year-old man?
No. Let me ask my question. Are you saying that there is an age where it's okay for a man to have nipple
especially
rings? Okay.
It's
just
especially
added layer.
creepy. Mm-hmm. Come on.
He just wants to feel, Pat. He just wants to feel.
Okay,
That's
I guess
all he
that
wants.
does feel. Especially if somebody grabs onto that ring and pulls it out, then you'll feel something.
No, you got to pay extra for that.
You're not thinking of my mental, right?
Right.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to look for some polling numbers here because...
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I wonder if... I think we looked last week when I was doing Glenn's show with Stu, and I think he said... He didn't give me a specific number, but he said that Eric Adams, everybody's trailing way behind Mamdani.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, really. It's unbelievable. We got all this stuff coming out about him. I don't know that anybody cares.
Right. That's where we're at, honestly.
Does anybody care in New York City that he's a Marxist, whether you want to call him a communist or a socialist? He identifies with socialist. So let's leave it at that. He's a hardcore socialist who wants to seize the means of production.
He's an Islamist.
And he's an Islamist. Yes. Yep.
Well, New York don't care because, look, they
don't care.
elected someone with a nipple pierce. Like,
oh, there it is.
Like, bro,
nice.
chill.
Oh, that's... Come on, man.
Like,
that's embarrassing.
I didn't need that one. I didn't need... I could have just
Thank you, New
visualized it
York.
on my
Thank you
own.
for electing that.
Are you kidding me?
You said 68, Pat, is an age of you should definitely not do nipple
Definitely
piercing.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. But who am I?
So is it just taboo for a governor to have them, but it's okay for a mayor, right? Maybe that's where we're at.
No.
No. Oh, it's
No,
not
no.
either?
I'm going to go with the no on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well...
If you have to be picky, I guess.
I mean, it shouldn't be stunning because it's New York City.
True.
And the Democrat base has just
They checked
lost
out.
their ever-loving mind. But it's still... There's still a piece of me that's like, I cannot believe that the city that was attacked by Muslim extremists.
Yes!
And just 24 years later, we're like, yeah, that's what we want for our mayor, though. Okay.
Hard to believe. Yeah, it's really, really hard to believe. Also, Flava Flav. A lot of times we like to check in with Flava Flav. And,
About time.
so-
It's Flava Flav Tuesday, so thank you for honoring his day.
Flava Flav Tuesday.
Yeah.
What do we had? 50 people shot dead in Chicago over the holiday.
55 were shot.
55.
Only 6 died, Keith.
Oh.
Only 6. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
55 shootings. Mm-hmm. That's unbelievable. In a weekend.
Wait, is that a lot from your tone?
But it was a holiday weekend.
Not from the mean streets of Helena.
So I see what you're doing. It's a
4th of July.
long weekend.
It's a long weekend, right?
and
So
we
there
celebrate.
were 3 days, not just 2. So it's perfectly natural that 55 people will be
Thank
shot
you.
in 3 days.
Thank you.
Obviously.
So who do you turn to for?
So we turn to Flava Flav.
Flava Flav.
Because now he wants to ban guns.
Yeah.
Turning now to a mass shooting this week in Chicago, sparking yet another nationwide conversation on gun violence. 4 people were killed and 14 others injured when shots rang out at a restaurant near where rapper Buzz was hosting a mixtape release party. It happened in the city's busy River North neighborhood. The incident striking
Pause it for a second. I mean, obviously, emotions are going to run high at a mixtape party.
Well, for Mellow Buzz.
A mixtape release.
Mellow Buzz, the rapper Mellow Buzz was there, and it was his deal.
Okay.
So, like you said,
obviously,
emotions are
you're
run high.
on edge, so be careful at the mixtape release party, but they weren't.
No.
So here's what happened.
The incident striking a chord with rapper Flavor Flav. He's known around the world for his work with legendary group Public Enemy and as a reality TV star, but he also once served time in jail because of a gun crime. His own experience leading to this op-ed in Newsweek calling for the United States to completely ban firearms.
Oh, that's a good idea, Flavor Flav.
Our schools aren't safe and our kids aren't safe. Also releasing a new song protesting gun violence called March Madness. Here's a little bit of that.
Okay. Can't wait.
No,
we can't do that. Oh, that was my favorite part.
We definitely aren't going to listen
to
overtime.
We'll do it on overtime.
Flavor Flav's
We'll go to
anti-gun
Spotify and play it on overtime.
Pat's seriously crushed right now.
I am.
I know he is. He was
I'm
waiting
beside myself. Where's my Flava Flav this morning?
Well, it is Flavor Flav Tuesday, so.
I know. That's why I was expecting.
Wait a minute.
The Flava Flav offering.
That's why we don't do James K. Polk Tuesdays anymore? Because it's been replaced by Flava Flav Tuesdays?
Exactly.
Yes. We had to do the little, inclusiveness in the show.
Shout out to Newsweek. Let's see. We haven't had a celebrity op-ed in a while. Who's available?
Flava Flav has an op-ed out.
He wrote something.
All right. Jump on it. Get on it. Can we get a camera over to Flav's house?
No, we cannot. We're just going to read the op-ed, put some old footage of him talking like we were about to talk to him, but no.
Oh, wow.
Right, he was nowhere in that.
He was nowhere near that. They just used some old footage, and then they put an op-ed up on the screen. All right, Flav approves.
Oh, my goodness. And here's some of his song. We got to find. I'm going to look for that so we can have this.
Yeah, send it
I want to see this anchor talking about that. Oh, that was very good, Mr. Flav.
All right. Aging sneaks up on you, doesn't it? And pretty soon you're a 68-year-old man with nipple rings. I mean, it's not pretty.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you got the creaking joints, a little less pep in your step. I noticed my energy dipping and that middle-age feeling creeping in. It's not just me, it's science. Introducing Qualia Senolytic. It's a first-of-a-kind formula to help your body clear out senescent cells. These zombie cells linger, and they sap your energy and make you feel old. Senolytics are revolutionizing aging science, and Qualia Senolytics, 9 vegan plant-derived compounds, work to naturally eliminate these cells. Take it just 2 days a month, and you could feel years younger in months. Less fatigue. Faster recovery and fewer aches. It's vegan, it's non-GMO, and it's backed by leading scientists. Since starting Qualia Senolytic, I just feel more energetic now. Less post-workout soreness, and you know how I work out. Like a machine. Experience the science of feeling younger. Go to qualialife.com/Pat and get 15% off your purchase. 50% off your purchase. That's 50. And use the promo code PAT for an additional 15%. So you get the 50%, and then you use the promo code PAT. That gives you another 15%. QualiaLife.com/Pat. Your older self will thank you. Thanks to Qualia for sponsoring this portion of the show. And again, let me give you the address again. It's Qualia Life. That's QUALIA Life. QualiaLife.com/Pat.
Join the conversation on X and follow @PatUnleashed.
Great to have you with us. Got some tweets here. Caffeinated Texan tweets, Jaguar also stopped producing their best-selling cars and retooled to make expensive EVs that aren't as good as Teslas. So, bad choice there, too.
Oh, wait, Chris, isn't your Tesla going to start driving itself today? Is that
yes,
right?
today I drop it off.
Oh, you get the computer update?
Yes, I drop it off, and then it should be ready by 5 p.m. And
I thought that you just download something
well,
when
you
get an
do,
upgrade.
but the problem is that my computer's at 2.5, and I need a 3.0 computer. Pat, they always get you with these stupid new computers.
Oh, man. So you need a 3.0 computer.
I need a 3.0 computer.
So they have to replace your computer.
You have to replace my computer. And
how much is that?
Well, if I do the deal where I sign up for the monthly subscription, because it is a monthly subscription, it's only $1,000. It could have been $5,000, but it's only $1,000.
Oh, wait, a month?
A monthly subscription for $100. Yes.
Oh, okay, $100 a month.
Yes, just for the car to drive me.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
No one knew that.
Are you serious?
No one knew that because
you got to pay $100 a month.
Yes. Well, actually, it's going to be $104 and some change with taxes and fees and all that stuff. But people, when they got the new computer, they thought they can just go for it.
Well, yeah, you would think that.
Nope.
I love this though. I love this.
Sucks.
This is where we're at though. When you said you had to take it in, Pat was upset that you just don't download it to get your car to drive itself. You have to take it somewhere for a few hours
because that's one of the big selling points of a Tesla.
Yes, and it did upgrade last night. I believe they pushed an upgrade because I'm about to go in to drop it off. So they did push an update, but it has nothing to do with because I still have the 2.5 computer.
Okay, here's a quick question for you. You know how a lot of times you look at your cell phone, or maybe it's just an Android thing, but it updates like every couple of weeks. It's the most annoying thing. And it just says, download it now, you ready? And then you have to sit there and wait for it to do it before you can use your phone again. Is it like that with your Tesla? You're trying to go somewhere and it's just got a stupid bar and you're waiting to pull out of the garage?
My car is undrivable for a minimum of 45 minutes while it's updating.
No.
Seriously?
Yes.
No.
Wow, this just keeps getting better and better.
Thank you.
I thought it was just the charging time. That was keeping me from buying one, but
there's a lot more. There's a lot more in the package.
No, but you be sure to focus on starting a brand new political party.
Thank you.
Elon.
Yeah.
Thank you. The America Party. Wow. Yes.
So in order for it to drive without your hands on the wheel, you have to pay $100 a month.
Yes, sir.
And $1,000 up front.
If you subscribe to the monthly subscription. If you don't, it's just $5,000 whammy right there.
And just one time, you mean?
A one-time fee of $5,000 or $100 a month.
No, you still have to pay the $100 a month.
No
matter what. Yeah, no matter what, you have to pay the $100 a month.
Well, then what's the difference between the $1,000 and the $5,000?
I have no idea, and I don't want them to find out before I take it in.
Yeah,
Can you please stop
misunderstanding something
Can you please stop talking? Because I don't care. I just want them to get the computer, and I'll give you the $100.
Jeez.
Plus $1,000.
How about you just drive your damn self instead of letting the car thing?
It is 2025, sir. If we don't have flying cars by now, I'll take the driving car.
Okay, I got you.
Okay. I got some tweets here. Caffeinated Texan tweets. I already did that. Lone Wolf 2965. That Jaguar commercial kind of makes you appreciate Limu the Emu and Doug, doesn't it, Keith?
Oh gosh, that's my personal jihad. On X, I'm
hate
constantly
those ads
bitching about those two.
I mean, please let that go away. Could we please?
It is bad. Yeah, but
oh man.
But yes, you're right.
But
the Jaguar.
Yes.
Thanks for the perspective.
Yes. At least it's somewhat better than the Jaguar commercial. Swamp Pirate, Jaguar. Let's be diverse and inclusive by only targeting 0.1% of the population in their advertisements. Great idea. And from Gen X Kid, Trump touting Amnesty is his version of the Jaguar commercial.
Nailed it.
Oh, man. Also, the White House has been mocking the protests over tourism down in Mexico City. You know, there's been riots going on because they're complaining that the growing number of Americans who visit, and some have moved there, it's made housing costs go up. It's displaced some locals, and the anger erupted into vandalism over the weekend. So there was a post from DHS saying, if you're in the United States illegally and wish to join the next protest in Mexico City, use the CBP Home app to facilitate your departure.
Wow.
I love that. That's great.
But so they're complaining about housing costs going up and Mexicans being displaced.
Yep.
These are by foreigners moving there legally.
Right.
Correct?
That's
okay.
correct.
But see, they're doing that in the reverse illegally. Doing the same thing here.
Yep. Taking American jobs, displacing Americans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Housing costs.
And by the way, I've been talking about the remittances that go back to Mexico from illegals here and just how big an issue that is for Mexico. They are the fourth largest receiver of remittances in the world. I think there's a couple other Central American countries that might be ahead of them. But the contribution sent by Mexicans living in the United States back to Mexico comprises, now this was clear back in 2017, the latest I could find for these statistics. It was $28.5 billion worth of revenue in 2017. And in 2015, remittances from Mexicans to their families in Mexico overtook oil to become the single largest foreign source of income for Mexico, larger than any other sector. So larger than tourism, larger than oil, the oil industry. So obviously, it's an important thing to them, and they want to keep it going. And so that's one of the many reasons that they don't want their citizens sent back to them. We send back them, right? Like Felipe mentioned.
If somebody do that without permissions, we send back them.
We send back them. But they don't want us to send back them. And now you know why. Now you know. 888-900-3393. We got more where this came from coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We brought up Zohran Mamdani a few minutes ago. Did you know he also lied? The New York Times came up with a story about him lying to try to get into Colombia. He didn't get into Colombia.
Oh, interesting.
But he lied about being Asian and African American.
Right.
To get into Colombia. This guy, there are so many strikes against him, and yet he still leads the pack by a lot in New York City for mayor.
Part of me is just like, that city deserves him.
I know, but it's too important. It's too critical. It's the largest city in America. It's where Wall Street exists. This would not be good.
But if you get paperwork that comes across your desk at a college admissions, it says born in Uganda, and you see African American, you go, oh, yeah, right, that makes sense.
Obviously. Yeah. And, is he actually African American? Sort of, because he was born in Uganda. But what he meant there was black, obviously. Right. And so he claimed to be black and Asian because it increased his chances of being accepted. He still wasn't, but of course we all understand why he would do it, but because he wanted something that he might not be able to have, lying about it is not the way to succeed there. That doesn't make it okay. And there's so many things that aren't okay with this guy that are being overlooked right now by New Yorkers. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Did you see the Daily Beast, too? Hammering Ted Cruz because he was on vacation in Europe.
I swear.
When the flash flood happened. What?
Once again, he leaves.
Yeah, once again, he leaves Texas.
Leaves Texas.
That goes out of the country when there's a crisis.
Every time.
He should have seen this flash flood coming and stayed home.
Yep.
He should have been Kreskin and foreseen the problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got to do a Ted Cruz watch from now on. Like, if he's leaving the country,
something bad's about to happen.
I'm locking myself down.
Is he the version of the Pizza Huts around the Pentagon?
So
if he leaves, that means something is coming.
Right.
So he I feel bad for him because
I do too.
He had to hightail. His staff said he did everything.
He had to leave Europe right away and come back.
He got back as humanly possible.
As fast as he could.
Yeah.
Maybe next time he shouldn't leave. Stay here, Senator.
You should just never go
no, Senator,
anywhere.
You're on duty.
Right. But they tried to make it out like he was still there and he was having a good time while people were suffering and dying in Texas.
Trust me, he would never allow that to happen again.
He was on the ground at the press conference.
Yes, he was.
And
I would like to ask the Daily Beast, what could he have done?
Right. What should he have done? Yeah. What could he have done?
He's not a weatherman.
No.
He's not a search and rescue guy.
Right.
So what can he do?
What can he do?
I'm a senator. Stop.
It's like when we had the power outages when it was cold and he was in Mexico. He was supposed to be out working on the lines. Restoring the power.
Yeah, linesman.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, and see, that was totally different, right? Because he left during that.
Yeah, it was around the...
Yeah,
yes.
like he was leaving town. But still, I mean, again, what is he going to do? But this Greece thing was so
ridiculous. Yeah. Also, they're blaming, of course, the flood itself on climate change. And, that's never happened before, I guess, a flood in Texas.
People are suffering. People are dying.
Bad weather in Texas has never taken lives before.
No, sir.
Well, okay, other than the Galveston hurricane of 1900.
So one time.
One time. I mean, the worst natural disaster in American history. Over 10,000, they think maybe up to 15,000 people died in that. Was that the global warming year of 1900?
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you.
Oh, then there was the Galveston hurricane of 1915, where 400 people died. Oh, and the Great Flood of 1935 that occurred in May of 1935, primarily affecting Central Texas, causing over 200 deaths and leading to the establishment of flood control measures. Oh, and then there was, the Waco tornado of 1953 that killed 114 people on Mother's Day in 1953. All global warming related,
so 5.
I guess?
All you have is
just
5.
Yeah, and that's just in Texas that were worse even than this that is supposedly brought on by global warming. I don't know. It's so agonizing. Between that and the racial stuff that we're getting from... Did you read about this pediatrician in Houston, what she was saying about...
Oh, yes. About the little girls?
Yeah.
Yes.
About basically, she was saying they kind of had it coming because their parents voted for Donald Trump.
And how do you know that?
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
Right.
How do you know that?
You don't know that. And even if they did, that certainly doesn't mean they had it coming.
Why are people so disgusted?
I don't know. It's gotten so bad with the divisiveness.
Well, Black Twitter is so racist right now towards those little girls. I'm like, bro, can we just move that to a side and think about the little girls that were lost?
Can you imagine the opposite of that again?
Right?
You turn that around, and if this was white people saying that about blacks, it would be, they'd all be canceled. They'd all be shut down. They'd be pariah in our society. But the reverse, I guess, is fine. Don't worry about it. Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu says he nominated Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Did
Good.
Did Pakistan revoke? And I'm just asking. I have no idea. Remember when they submitted the Nobel Peace Prize nomination for Trump, and then the Iran bombing happened, and I don't think they were happy about that.
So
I don't know. People were wondering if they had maybe pulled
withdrew.
their letter. Well, regardless, he's got this now.
Yeah,
that was a surprise to Trump yesterday too.
So he used the visit to the White House to further cement the pair's relationship as the U.S. presses for a ceasefire in Gaza. He's forging peace as we speak, Netanyahu told reporters. I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. That's really cool.
Yeah,
he's a good friend of President Trump. Also, we've some real tragic things happened over the 4th of July holiday. Just amazing. You had the flooding here in Texas. In California, there was a fireworks warehouse explosion.
This is bad.
Killed, was it 7 people?
7 people dead, 4 homes destroyed. Do we know how that? I never did see a follow-up of what caused that fire that sparked the blaze, and ultimately this is dramatic footage. You guys.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely see the on the left of your screen. This is catching right now. So we just want to remind you, you're watching the KCRA News at 7.
Oh man! Holy cow! Oh. Wow.
Yeah. We're fine. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was quite intense.
Oh yeah, we did.
Jeez. Yeah. You can see how it destroyed homes around it.
I think it was 4 houses, right, Keith? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 houses destroyed.
Oof. That was a huge explosion.
Gosh, they're gonna have to do DNA testing this week. I'm just reading this. They have no answers. It looks like from what
to why.
Yeah, and just a quick scan of this article here. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was not permitted to store fireworks there.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wow. What is that? Because it's too close to residential area?
I don't know, but it burned 80 acres after this explosion. Yeah, so they don't know all the violations that might have occurred there. I'm just scanning this article, just trying to see, do we even know what started the fire? That's, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have that here.
Okay. Also, on a lighter note, we got the Babylon Bee and Islamic Britain. This is fun. Check this out.
Oh, no.
There is a deadly plague sweeping over Great Britain. Mm-hmm. This cancerous plague threatens everything: our nation, our culture, our values, and everything we hold dear. If it is not stopped, we might lose our homeland forever. This terrible disease is bigotry. That is why, as proud citizens of Great Britain, we must all keep a stiff upper lip and do our part to avoid bigotry, racism, and Islamophobia.
Right.
Here are just a few helpful tips to help you avoid the stain of bigotry whilst you're being raped, stabbed, or blown up by Pakistani migrants. When an Islamic migrant approaches you and begins repeatedly thrusting a knife into your torso or face area, remember this.
Yeah.
White British citizens sometimes stab people too.
That's true.
And you should be ashamed of yourself for thinking people stabbing is a Muslim thing. While the attacker stabs you,
thank you.
Close your eyes and try to picture him as a white male. This simple meditation will help your bias melt away like clotted cream on a toasty, crumpeted tea time.
Oh, that's nice.
Cheers, old boy. You've done it. If you are a woman, always remember to wear modest clothing.
Okay.
Ideally, clothing should cover your legs, your ankle, your face, your eyes, and everything else. Take a look at Elizabeth here. Now that's an attractive and safe look for England's streets. Failing to wear the proper attire could lead to men of undetermined religion and national origin succumbing to their baser instincts.
Don't want that.
Making you a target. So, do the right thing for England and cover up. That a girl, Elizabeth. Avoid regressive and offensive British terms, such as cheerio, codswallop, or throw a wobbly. Instead, use more inclusive terms, such as Allahu Akbar, or Allahu or death to Israel. This makes British Muslims feel welcome.
Oh, all right.
If you've done all these things and still have feelings of bigotry, simply submit to the Holy Quran and acknowledge Muhammad as the one true prophet of Allah. Then, follow all the tenets of Islam. Pray 5 times per day facing Mecca, and maybe even stab another British person while shouting Allahu Akbar. Congratulations. You have completely rid yourself of the stain of bigotry.
Oh, okay.
And as the evil dictator Winston Churchill once said, keep calm and carry on.
That's nice. That's some good advice for the Brits. Because I guess they're experiencing some bigotry just because a Pakistani stabbed a few people. But I'm sure it's going to be fixed now.
Boy, that's our ally, Great Britain.
That's our ally.
I just wonder when the policies catch up with the population there.
Yeah,
and then they no longer remain our staunch ally. It's a day that I feel is coming very soon, considering the name Muhammad is the most popular boy's name in that country 2 years running now.
Oh, yes.
Cool.
Muhammad.
Yeah, is it more than that?
Maybe more.
Seems like it's been a while now.
Been up there for a while.
Yeah,
that's
it has.
for sure.
All right, let me tell you about lean. Have you heard of Karoline? It's an edible cactus that grows in India, and it's a natural appetite suppressant. Karoline is just one of the natural ingredients doctors added to a remarkable weight loss supplement called lean. If you have a bold summer weight loss goal, but injections aren't for you, you could try this. It's doctors who formulated lean, and what they said was that this is a supplement that's as close as we can come to the benefits of those popular injections. Like injections, lean was created to help maintain healthy blood sugar and help control appetite and cravings. But the rare ingredients in lean are also designed to help burn fat by converting fat into energy. And the best part, no needles, just real results. Doctors created a healthier way to lose weight by capturing the power of natural ingredients, like Karoline. It's just really smart. So we'll get you started right now with 20% off. Just use the promo code PAT20 at takelean.com. That's code PAT20 at takelean.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease and is not a substitute or alternative for care from a healthcare provider. takelean.com/PAT20.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Okay. So the Trump administration now says the deportation of Abrego Garcia was a one-off mistake.
That's what they said from the beginning. Remember that one?
At the beginning, they said it, and then they said it wasn't.
Because the person who said it originally wasn't a Trump appointee, if I remember. And so, but the rest of the Trump administration quickly went the other way. But now in court filings, this is what we said.
Yeah, they're now saying the mistake deportation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia to El Salvador was a one-off mistake that the government conceded was an administrative error, a stance that stands in contrast with previous statements made by officials. Well, some previous statements, because at the beginning, again, they did say it was a mistake, and then it wasn't, but now it is again.
And that's what we tried to avoid all this trouble by just saying, all right, just do a Zoom call. Let's get this thing done so you can just say we gave him his due process and then we can move on with our lives. But now it's a whole lawsuit from Garcia, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, the statement in the latest installment of the legal fight between Abrego Garcia and the administration. The Maryland man is suing now the administration over his wrongful deportation, while the government has filed human smuggling charges against him.
Good. You want to play this game, bro? Let's go.
Right. In another passage of its filing, the administration said that the removal of Abrego Garcia was an isolated mistake. There is no pattern or practice of removing individuals granted withholding or of removal from to their home country.
So this will be in the courts for a while. He'll probably find another sympathetic judge that'll help him out here. And as long as we're talking about these judges that have been trying since day one, since before he took office, derail the presidency of Donald Trump, we now have a judge saying that, I don't care that it's in the big, beautiful bill that we're defunding Planned Parenthood. No, we're putting a stop on that. A law? It wasn't an executive action. This is a law, bro.
You can't do that.
Well, here we are.
You can't do that.
Here we are. I don't know where that one's going to go, but now we have judges taking apart individual pieces of laws.
Yeah. That's incredible.
It's just...
Wow.
Okay.
We're in a weird place right now.
Yes, we are.
A really bad place.
Yep.
It's too bad that Abrego Garcia is not a farm worker because he'd be exempt from the whole thing. Everything would be fine. Because if he works at a farm, I guess you can stay.
Working on legislation right now where farmers, look, they know better. They work with them for years. You had cases where, not here, but just even over the years, where people have worked for a farm on a farm for 14, 15 years, and they get thrown out pretty viciously.
Pretty viciously? Like Abrego Garcia was thrown out pretty viciously into El Salvador? Or, wait.
We can't do it. We got to work with the farmers and people that have hotels and leisure properties.
Oh, and
too.
hotels and leisure
We're going to work
properties.
with them, and we're going to work very strong and smart. And we're going to put you in charge. We're going to make you responsible. And I think that that's going to make a lot of people happy. Now, serious radical right people, who I also happen to like a lot, they may not be quite as happy, but they'll understand, won't they?
Right
Do you think
people.
so?
No.
Madam Secretary, look at you with a white hat on.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's interesting to see how this plays out. I will just say that the murderer of Molly Tibbetts, he worked on a farm.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, then...
So I don't know.
Leave him alone.
I don't think...
Leave him alone.
I don't think working on a farm exempts you from being a criminal in other ways as well, but...
Well, what if they've been here for 14, 15 years, though?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You don't want to throw them out rather viciously, do you?
Yeah, this guy only worked on a farm for, I think, 4 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then, that's not long enough, I guess. I don't know.
So he doesn't qualify.
I don't know what the threshold is. I don't know how many years you have to be here before you automatically become a good guy.
20 to 30.
20 to 30?
20 to 30, yeah.
Well, then this doesn't help. Then
No, the 14, 15 doesn't work then.
I see.
If you've only been working on a farm illegally for 14 years and breaking our laws for 14, 15 years, that's not enough? It's got to be enough, Chris. That's got to be enough. I think 10 years is a cutoff. If you've been here 10 years, you can stay forever.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 years.
Hey,
fair.
You know what? I want to ask you guys, and we'll get Jeffy on the record tomorrow, but what do you think is the last day? What's the last day for Pam Bondi? When does she turn in her resignation? And you can say January 20th, 2029 if you want.
When does this quarter end? The quarter.
Just come up with a day, bro.
August?
September.
Okay, so I say August. August 15.
August 15th. Okay.
Yep.
Chris says August 15th, she hands in her resignation. Pat?
July 20th.
Oh, you and I.
Oh, wow.
The anniversary of man walking on the moon.
Okay.
July 20th.
Okay.
Yeah.
The anniversary of man walking on a studio
Stage
lot.
studio, but okay, Pat.
Right.
Okay.
July 18th I'm going with. So Pat and I are very close.
Okay,
You're going with the 18th?
Yeah, I'm going Friday next week. They're going to do
I'll do a dollar bob.
There's going to be a lot of pressure in the next couple of weeks, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah. So Pam Bondi, not long for the job. She was not mentioned, but Cash and Dan.
On the Truth Social.
That's what I'm going off of. If Trump is praising those two individuals, Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, but leaving Pam Bondi out, that's a bad sign.
It's not a good sign for her. That's very true.
It shows a lack of support.
The White House has just revealed their highest paid staffers and some who take no salary whatsoever. President Trump's administration released its annual report revealing the salaries for every staffer inside the White House. The report shows employees' earnings have a range from $59,070 at the lowest to $225,700 at the highest, though a few accept no salary at all. The top paid staffer in the White House is Jacqueline Klopp, a senior advisor.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Don't know that I am aware of Jacqueline Klopp.
Never heard of her.
She's the sole staffer earning $225,700. Behind her, so a woman is the highest paid person in the administration.
File that nugget away. Because you're going to need that at some point.
Yes,
it's a
we
great
are.
point.
Behind her is Edgar Merchian, an associate counsel at $203,645. Behind them comes a group of 33 staffers making $195,200 too, which includes many well-known names. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt takes in this level of salary. So she's making almost $200,000.
Okay.
And she's, 27 years old? That's pretty good. That's a good gig for her. Border Czar Tom Homan makes that. Chief of Staff Susan Wiles.
Every penny.
Tom Homan for sure. Trade Advisor Peter Navarro. Communications Director Stephen Chung. And Police Chief of Staff and Homeland Security Advisor Stephen Miller. They all make... Stephen Miller deserves it, too.
Yes, he does.
He's awesome.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is chief among these not receiving any compensation for his White House role as National Security Advisor.
Right. Isn't he acting
right
now?
That's
he's
because
acting.
he's Secretary of State. Right. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff also receives compensation from the State Department rather than the White House. So, okay, it's not that they're independently wealthy and they said we don't need any money. They're getting paid from another source. Trump's own compensation is not listed on the report. But the president should make a salary of $400,000 as well as $50,000 for expenses, $100,000 for travel, and $19,000 for entertainment. Now, last time in office, he didn't take any salary. He received zero compensation.
Right. And gets no credit for that.
Donates all of his salary to government agencies. He did that during the first term. I don't know if he's doing that this time. Is he?
I haven't heard.
I haven't heard either.
I haven't heard.
They haven't really talked about that much.
By the way, in overtime, you want to sign up because I think we have a baby AI video. You're not going to lie. I don't think it's comedy gold like you're used to.
All right.
Yeah, I might wear you out there.
Got that coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.